Friday night, for most people, is a time to switch off from work, relax and unwind, usually over a few drinks. While many are winding down, staff in emergency departments of the city's hospitals are gearing up for the busy stream of arrivals that flow like clockwork. In fact, alcohol-related harm has been identified by the Australasian College of Emergency Medicine as the most important public health issue facing EDs today. Almost 1 in 10 presentations to the ED are alcohol-related, while around a third of injury cases involve alcohol. This is far too high, and when added to drug-related cases, is of critical concern. Emergency staff work in a high-pressure, time-critical environment. But what if there was a way to reduce these presentations and lessen the load on our ED workers? Well, in this program, we're going to take a look at the latest technology that's helping to do just that. Hi, I'm John Marsden, co-developer of the ASSIST-Lite, an ultra-rapid screening tool. It's been designed for time-sensitive settings like the ED and is intended to help identify and reduce the health risks associated with substance use. You'll see that in just a few minutes, the investment of time can help a person raise awareness of their substance use and provide real options for change. Hi, I'm here to see Dr. Sam.
Someone's on their way.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Amelia, how are you?
I'll just take you through.
I've been invited to talk with emergency staff and see how they include the ASSIST-Lite in the routine care of their patients. My first stop is to see emergency medicine consultant and toxicologist, Dr. Sam Alfred. Sam, good evening. Thanks for the invite.
Pleasure, nice to see you.
Sam, from your point of view, why is it important to screen for substance use in this setting here?
Well, you know, a lot of our patients are here because of issues with alcohol or substance misuse, and frequently have come to some sort of direct medical or traumatic harm related to that.
And does screening give your team valuable information?
Yeah, well, often what we find is that the substance misuse component of the issue doesn't come out in the initial history and examination phase, and it's only if you specifically apply a screening tool like this one that it becomes apparent.
What about the ASSIST-Lite? Is that something that you can complete relatively easily?
Yeah, look, it's got a couple of attributes that make it really attractive in this setting. It's simple, easy to administer, quick, has a direct outcome relevant to the patient. So yeah, very useful in our environment.
I guess there's always barriers. What would you say is the main implementation barriers here to get the thing completed?
Well, in any emergency department, I suppose the barriers are conflicting priorities. It's the next patient, the next car crash, infarct, stroke, and the need to go and assess and be with that patient.
What about training? Is that important?
Yeah, and particularly if delivered across the department. It's related to this issue of needing to be in a number of places at the same or similar times. If I leave, the person at the bedside needs to know how to deliver the screening tool, and that may be the nursing staff, it may be the junior medical staff. So yeah, we need to train across the staffing levels of the department so that we're all capable of applying it.
But I guess it's, in a sense, everyone top down from consultants all the way through the organisation.
Correct. Look, it does need to be fairly integrated like that. Look, sorry, John, that's something I'm going to have to go and deal with. Amy, sorry, can I borrow you for one moment?
Sure.
Sorry, Amy, this is John. He's a doctor particularly interested in the ASSIST-Lite program. Can I leave him with you for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Amy, good evening.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
It looks like a busy night.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm looking after this bay. I've got Maggie here who became unwell at a function and was brought in by ambulance. She was in SVT but reverted back to sinus rhythm after having some adenosine. Over here I've got Steve. He's got a fractured humerus after a fall from a balcony. We did have some concerns that he may have had some fractured ribs, but he's just been cleared of that. And once the doctors review him, he'll probably go home. And while I've got a moment, I'm going to do their ASSIST-Lites.
Ah, great. It's okay if I watch?
Yeah, sure. Just over here.
Thank you.
How are you feeling now, Maggie?
Yeah, much better. That's great.
Look, while we're waiting for your blood results, do you mind completing a short questionnaire?
Yeah, sure. Is it about my heart?
Not specifically. It's about alcohol, tobacco and other substance use. It's a new initiative we're doing here and we're asking everyone to complete them.
Yeah, okay. What do I need to do?
All the information's here on the first screen.
I'll just get my glasses.
Okay, so if you're happy to complete it, all you need to do is follow the prompts. Now, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, look, I'll just move this to make it a bit easier. Okay, thanks.
The ASSIST-Lite can be easily completed at an appropriate time in the ED. The feedback is tailored based on their responses and can be emailed for later review.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, do you know if they're going to let me out tonight?
Probably. We're just waiting for the final review from the registrar.
Oh.
While we're waiting, do you mind completing a few questions?
Is this about drugs? I heard you talking to the other lady.
It is. It's about alcohol, tobacco and other substance use. Is that okay?
I guess. What are you going to do with my answers?
It's all completely confidential. It just helps to see if there's any risks associated with substance use.
Okay.
Okay. So you're male and 25?
Yep.
So in the last 3 months, did you smoke a cigarette containing tobacco?
Yep.
Okay. And did you usually smoke more than 10 cigarettes each day?
Yeah, about a pack a day.
Okay. In the last 3 months, did you have a drink containing alcohol?
Yeah.
And in the last 3 months, did you use cannabis?
Yeah. A couple times.
Have you had a strong desire or urge to use cannabis at least once a week or more often?
No.
Did you use an amphetamine type stimulant or cocaine or a stimulant medication not as prescribed in the last 3 months?
Yeah, I've used ice.
Okay. And did you use ice at least once each week or more often?
No.
And has anyone expressed concern about your use of a stimulant?
Yeah, my ex.
In the last 3 months, did you use a sedative or sleeping medication not as prescribed?
No.
And in the last 3 months, have you used a street opiate, for example, heroin, or an opioid-containing medication not as prescribed?
No.
Have you used any other psychoactive substance?
No.
Thanks, Steve. That's all. Would you like to know your results?
Sure.
Okay, so the results show that you are at some risk related to your alcohol and your cannabis use.
Oh, I don't drink or smoke pot that often, just with my friends sometimes.
Okay. Well, you have come back in the high risk range for your tobacco use and in the moderate risk range for your ice use.
Well, no real surprises there.
Well, look, the safest option is to not use. Have you ever considered stopping or cutting back on your use?
I can't quit smoking again. I'm too stressed.
So you've tried before.
Yeah, and it's pointless. I'm not interested.
What about your ice use? Ever considered cutting back?
Well, I've only used it a couple of times on weekends. But I'm worried about getting busted at work, and my ex won't let me see my son.
That must be hard.
Yeah, I miss him. And I don't want to lose my job.
Well, look, ultimately the choice is yours. Would you consider talking to someone about it?
What for?
Just to do a further assessment, see what options might be available?
Now?
Not right now. I can give you the phone number for the Alcohol and Drug Information Service, and you can contact them for some confidential and free advice.
Okay. I need to think about this. Could you just give me the number for later?
Sure. It's good that you're considering it. I'll get the details for you now.
Thanks.
So Amy, how did that go?
Yeah, really well. It just took a little bit longer with Steve because I had to read out the questions.
Do patients mind completing it?
No, it's totally voluntary. It's completely up to the patient, and most say yes.
That's great.
Oh, here's my next patient. He was found unconscious following a possible heroin overdose. He's had some naloxone but still struggling to wake up. I suspect his ASSIST-Lite score will be high, so I'll probably let the alcohol and drug team know.
Okay, you've got to go, but thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
After all the staff have been trained, anyone can do the brief intervention.
Hi Maggie, how are you feeling?
Oh, better thanks. Just a bit tired. Can I go home?
Yes, your bloods are all fine, though you will need to follow up with your cardiologist.
Oh, that's good. I have an appointment with her next week. You better take this. It says I need to cut down on my drinking.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't drink every day, but lately I have been socialising a bit more. Perhaps I should cut back a bit?
The choice is yours, though given your cardiac history, it might be a good idea. Is that something you would consider?
Perhaps. I want to keep well and out of hospital. I could always give it a try.
Well, that's a good start. I can give you some more information on this if you like.
Oh, that's okay. I read the feedback and I emailed the results to my home.
Okay, well, you're free to go.
Oh, thanks. I'll just contact my son to come and pick me up.
Okay, and I'll arrange to take your cannula out. All right, thanks, Maggie.
Thank you.
As you can see, the ASSIST-Lite can be easily completed in just a few minutes, right at the time when the person is most receptive. Amy, thanks so much. I'll see myself out. Now I'm going to find out more on the latest developments of the ASSIST-Lite from Professor Robert Aley. Robert, hi.
Oh, hi, John. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Robert, I was wondering if you could give me some feedback about the ASSIST-Lite project.
Well, it's going really well, John. Our research has shown that patients like doing it and they're really interested in the results. In fact, we're finding it's got application not just in primary healthcare, but in acute care settings as well.
Now, that's great. So uptake and implementation plans going pretty well.
Yes, we've been working closely with the emergency staff to help identify their needs and help their implementation.
Any exciting developments on the horizon?
Well, there is actually. We're very excited about the development of a smartphone application of the ASSIST-Lite.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. So I guess that would be a way that people could monitor their own behaviour.
Well, that's a very important application and use of it, but we're also finding clinical staff want to use their smartphones to use it for bedside assessments as well.
What about interest in the ASSIST-Lite overseas?
We've been working closely with colleagues in the United States and in Asia, helping to adapt the resources to their clinical settings.
That's fantastic. Look, I know you're really busy, and I'm going to look forward to updates as they come. Thanks so much, Robert.
Nice talking to
All
you,
the
John.
best.
Bye. Cheers.
To recap, the ASSIST-Lite is an ultra-rapid screening tool based on the alcohol, smoking and substance involvement screening test developed by the World Health Organization. It was developed to meet the need for a quick and easy to administer screening tool for acute and time-critical settings. The ASSIST-Lite helps identify a person's risk category related to their substance use. This is either low, moderate or high, and the brief intervention is tailored to address their risk. A person in the high-risk category would typically be referred to treatment, while a brief intervention is more suited for those in the moderate risk range. The brief intervention is based on the principles of motivational interviewing and guided by the FRAMES model. Feedback was provided based on the risk category.
You did score in the high risk range for your tobacco use and in the moderate risk range for your ice use.
Responsibility for personal change was highlighted.
Well, look, ultimately the choice is yours.
Some simple advice on how to reduce the risks was provided.
The safest option is to not use. Have you ever considered stopping or cutting back on your use?
A menu of options to promote personal choice was offered.
Would you consider talking to someone about it?
Now,
Not right now. I can give you the phone number for the Alcohol and Drug Information Service and you can contact them for some confidential and free advice.
Throughout the brief intervention, the nurse expressed empathy.
my ex won't let me see my son.
That must be hard.
Support for self-efficacy was provided to instill optimism.
It's good that you're considering it. I'll get the details for you now.
Thanks.
But does the ASSIST-Lite really make a difference? I've got the opportunity to meet with Maggie, Steve and Brett 3 months after we saw them in the emergency department and find out.
Hello?
Oh, hi, is that Maggie?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hi, it's John Marsden.
Oh, hi, John. Come on in.
Hi.
Hi, John. Good to meet you.
And you. Thanks for seeing me.
Come on in.
Thank you. Maggie, I really appreciate the chance to just ask you a few questions, and I guess I was keen to ask you, do you remember completing questions about alcohol and other drug use when you were in the emergency department?
Yeah, it was the first time I've been asked that. The nurse said it was new.
Yeah, it is new. Did you mind filling it in?
No, not at all. A lot of the drugs I didn't know the names of, but it did get me thinking about my drinking.
What were you thinking then?
Well, since my divorce, I've been socialising a lot more, and alcohol has played a major part in that.
Did you notice that your drinking was changing?
Oh, yeah, gradually increasing.
I saw you emailed yourself some information after completing the questionnaire. Did you look at that when you got home?
Yes, I did. I didn't really take it all in at the hospital, and in fact it prompted me to read further about it.
And what about when you saw your cardiologist? How did that go?
Oh, yeah, that was good. She told me in no uncertain terms about the link between what had happened and alcohol. Although I'm lucky I don't have anything wrong with my heart.
That's great.
There was certainly a warning.
Yeah. And what changes have you made?
I know all about standard drinks now, so I count. Sometimes I don't drink at all, and prior to this that never would have happened.
So you're counting your drinks, and do you have I suppose like a ceiling that you set yourself or a target?
I try to stop at 2. Two's my target for me.
Now, you look completely different to how you were when I saw you those weeks back in the emergency department. So what for the future?
Look, I'm really, really happy. I feel that I'm in control of my life instead of my life controlling me.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's so good to catch up with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maggie said she didn't mind completing the ASSIST-Lite and that she had made some changes, reducing her alcohol intake and, on some occasions, choosing not to drink at all. She mentioned she'd also had a discussion with a couple of her friends about their alcohol use and encouraged them to cut back too.
Anyway, catch you later, man.
Hey Steve, thanks for seeing me. How are you?
Right. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, this is my first week back at work, you see.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to ask you, do you remember completing a short questionnaire when you were in the emergency department?
Yeah. I've been thinking about stopping anyway because we get drug tested now.
Right.
And I've been really lucky, but I really want to stay on this job, so I don't want to risk it anymore.
That's really good. So have you done that yourself?
Yeah, kinda. I did ring the number they gave me, and they gave me a few ideas on how to stop. I'm still drinking and smoking, but not pot. But my ex is very happy with my progress, so I'm actually seeing my son on the weekend.
That's great. So no more returns to the ED unless you have to?
Oh, let's hope not. It was not fun, so yeah, I'll be very careful when drinking with my mates on balconies in the distant future.
Well, listen, thanks so much for the update, and
no
enjoy
worries.
the time with your son and your family.
Thank you very much.
All
I
the
will.
best.
Thanks.
Cheers, Steve.
See ya.
Bye. Even patients who, at the time, appear ambivalent may be moved on by the process. Steve said that he'd been contemplating change and found the brief intervention helpful on how to access more information and support. He followed up with the local alcohol and drug information service. Amanda?
John, hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Let me introduce you to Brett
Brett, hi. Thanks for agreeing to talk to me.
and Tammy as well.
Tammy?
Feel free to make yourself comfortable.
Over here, okay? Brett, thanks for agreeing to see me. So when I saw you in the emergency department, you were not well.
Yeah, Tammy said it was a close call. Lucky we had the Narcan and she knew what to do with it. Otherwise I'd be dead for sure.
You were a lucky man. I can see, though, you've followed through with the drug and alcohol service.
Yeah, I'm back on the program now and Tammy's pretty happy about that.
Hopefully no more need for visits to the ED.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
The hospital staff were able to contact the Drug and Alcohol Clinical Advisory Service, who connected Brett to a medication-assisted treatment program. Brett is now back on buprenorphine and doing well. He spoke highly of take-home naloxone and was grateful that he and his girlfriend had done the training. He's not been back to the emergency department in the last 3 months. This program has highlighted how the ASSIST-Lite can be easily used in the emergency department and how it can help identify risks and harms associated with substance use in people who may not have ever sought help. By investing in just a few short minutes, ED workers can play a vital role in helping a person raise awareness of the health risks associated with their substance use, causing them to make change in their lifestyle and reducing the need to return to the ED in future.